state law says.
Oh, do I get $60?
Sold out. All paid for, yeah.
That's good. I might start. I'm gonna go to one of these.
It's 4:30. I'll call Building and Grounds to order. First thing on the agenda is to approve the agenda.
Second.
Scott's made the motion. Tommy second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next thing is approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes and suspend the reading.
Tommy's made the motion to approve the minutes as written and dispense the reading. Do I have a second?
Second.
Cam second. Any discussion or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, next thing is review report from maintenance department.
Not a lot to report from the last time, more of the same. Of course, springtime mowing continues. We had so much rain, it's like mowing in April. Damon has spent most of the rest of his time when he wasn't doing that over at the old health department on the employee clinic project. He said earlier he was about 60% complete. Terry has been over there. He can give y'all a better update on that portion. We've had 6 HVAC problems since the last time we met. 5 have been resolved, and we're waiting on a fan motor for the ice cream shop at the mall, Suite 14. It's supposed to be here Thursday. It's pretty hot in there, and the fans, the motor, and
They're closed till Friday.
they're closed till Friday. But they already had that scheduled. That has nothing to do with the air going out. So all 3 at the courthouse are repaired. The one here is repaired, and we had when they diagnosed that HVAC system over the ice cream shop, the gas, which it's that R22, whatever that older gas is, it was a little low. They thought it might be a pressure issue, so they went ahead and topped that off, and that didn't fix it. So this will be the second time they've actually worked on that one. And that's really about it. We've had a few camera problems. Y'all may have noticed bank plaque working on the side of the building. We had one at the courthouse as well that they had to repair.
And the HVAC's giving the problem. They're all with the mall.
No, 3 of them's at the courthouse. We had a thermostat issue in Cassie's side of the building. We had to replace a fan motor in Myra's side, and we had a clogged up line in the holding cell in circuit court. And they had to
That fan motor, was that on one of them new units that we put in whenever we done all that at the courthouse?
they're all new up there. So yeah, that's work on.
That's less than, 10 years old?
It's about 6, 7, somewhere around in there.
About 7.
Now, we already had to replace the condenser and the compressor, the one by the elevator. We basically we had to completely rebuild it, but it was about half the price of what a new one would have been because the whole air conditioning side of that unit went out. But that was last year. So
The air filters at the courthouse,
Mhm.
those were replaced. I know they
Yes.
were, I saw pictures, they were real, almost moldy.
well, they had some black down the center, some spots in them. It was time to change them, but they weren't like where it couldn't breathe. They had nothing to do with
Damon-
that. That was had
Damon
nothing to do with what was wrong with that particular unit.
Damon has a schedule to do that
Yep.
there.
I think he's done that.
He's done that for this year.
You said cameras are good now, right?
Well, they're working on the one
Oh,
here
one here,
that
but
the
the one that-
spaces out to the new parking lot. We've got one went down there, and that camera is bad, and that ain't even a year old, which that should be warranty. I told the fella out there, so don't you send me a bill.
CHC did all the HVAC work.
That's really all I got.
What about Have they checked the paint, they picked the paint and all that out at the,
Well, they've been getting it, where they put things down on the walls, is holes. So he's been doing sheet rock work, sanding that off, and he's about ready to do the paint. And then we've got a bid from Old South Carpet to put floor, they're gonna put LV flooring in there. So we've got to be able to do that, so, and then we'll be ready for the cleaning to move over there when we get that done.
you had some stuff that we'd asked you to do.
Well, just a couple of updates and I'll let Scott hand these around.
We'll do that with this report of the maintenance department.
Y'all had asked me to look at a couple of things in the courtroom, circuit courtroom, for records, file storage and all that kind of stuff. And you asked me to take the cheap version and the more expensive version. So the cheap version is on top. The top picture just shows you where we're at today. Just to kind of bring everybody up to speed. The picture on the right shows where the clerk sits with all the files as the judge calls the docket and stuff. Part of the issue is on the days when they're running two different dockets at the same time, you've got two separate court officers up there and a huge pile of files, and they just kind of stack them up everywhere trying to handle it. So you had asked me about looking at a shelf to kind of increase that top storage. So if you go to the second page, this is the best approach that I think, because you fold it up as you need it. If you're having a two clerk option, it's a really simple, it's $130 to do it. And most of that cost is in the yoke board to make it match. So these are collapsible hinges that will hold up to 3 boxes of paper, which ought to be much more than we'd ever have there. They make them that are more heavy duty than that, but they're bulkier too. And this is a nice slimline approach. And that way, if they're running a double clerk day, they just fold the shelf up and they've got more room to stack their records. And that's something that's easy enough. You put them on with 6 screws and attach them to the wall. All we got to do is stud finder and find the studs that's in that intermediate wall to attach it to, and everything's good to go. So that's a kind of a quick and dirty. So whether or not you want to do, I mean, that's something that Damon can install. I mean, I can order the hinges. They come from Lowe's. So it's not anything to do. And the yoke board also comes from Lowe's. So it's pretty straightforward of taking care of that one. If you go back to the pictures on the front page, and you look at the one on the left or the one on the right, either one, there was a knee hole desk kind of established at one point in time. It wound up getting a printer stuck under it, so it really wasn't usable. As we found out, the printer is only used by Judge Stanley. So we're going to move that printer into his office and take it out of that knee hole. And so then the longer term fix, if you want to evaluate a longer term fix, was to really kind of extend that clerk sitting area, if you will, and just to keep everybody up to speed. If we do expand that, it has to have the bulletproof lining around it, like was done several years ago. The bulletproof lining is the biggest part of the expense. So if you go to the third page, this is brick and CAD on auto, but you know, we're looking at today, that's a 33-inch wide opening. Kind of recommending that we go out to 36 inches just to give a little more room in there with all the files and everything. Plus, with the 36-inch opening, the biggest cost to all of that is the bulletproof material. Now, whether or not we can get any deals back from the state on that or not, I don't know. Buying it offline, it's $800 a sheet. That's for a level 3, will stand a 357 Magnum shot. And this particular material that I priced out doesn't ricochet a bullet, it absorbs it. And so, you know, you're not going to have something, if somebody were to fire a shot, it's not going to ricochet around the courtroom, it's going to absorb straight into the panel. Of course, it won't penetrate to it, but that's from a company called Armor Core. That's what they sell, is bulletproof materials. So it's a fiberglass woven material. So if we want to do that, basically, and I'm gonna take you back to the picture on the front again. If you see the picture on the left, it's got the two-step up area there. What we would do is just really extend that platform straight across where it all looks uniform from the front. And then we would put the step up from the back. In other words, when you come out of the judge's chambers, you step right the platform and then go over to your seat. So instead of it being a sideways step, it would be parallel to the platform. We can't really take up much more floor space there because that's the only entrance that wheelchairs can enter the courtroom. They can't come through the door on the other side. So, that's something, I don't know if there's any upgrade plans for the courtroom or whatever. I have not looked at what the laminate would cost, even if we could match it or not. So I just didn't know if there was any interest in expanding that and making that a two-seat clerk station up there or not. That's why I didn't spend any more time on it for that, okay? If it's something that you want me to price out, I get Old South to give me a price on matching the carpet and we go to Collins River and see if they can match the laminate on the front of it. So the platform's pretty easy. It's just the cost is in the bulletproof panel. So if you take that out, you're looking at $200 or $300 to fix it right. So just information on you. So
Cassie and Myra, they are both up there at the same time.
sometimes, not every time.
Yeah.
Some days it's strictly Myra cases, some days it's strictly Cassie, and some days they're commingled the way the docket is set up.
So is there room for both of them there?
Yeah, because actually that little one on the left, the little knee hole thing would go away. So you'd have two sitting stations side by side
Okay,
if we chose to do that.
okay.
So,
And then that shelving would be in front of them.
yes, yeah. Yeah, if you look at the picture the picture on the left shows the height. I mean, whether I like it or not, that's what the court said had to happen. They actually have to dive down under the workstation is their protection. If somebody were to fire a shot, that's where all the bulletproof lining is. And we would have to do, if we added another station, we would have to line the front and the right-hand side of that one also. That's where the 3-foot by 10-foot piece comes in. So, but y'all asked me to kind of look at both approaches, what they wanted. So that's kind of where we're at. Approach one is really easy. It's a matter of ordering the hinges and the board from Lowe's, and Damon can put them on, or I can put them on, whatever. That's a half-hour job, So
My personal opinion, I think we ought to try this first and see if it works before we go to doing major construction. This ain't but under $30.
I mean, we're gonna clean it up some.
Yeah.
We're gonna reroute a couple of wires, and make it look nice. And
Yeah.
take the stuff I got mounted on the side wall, and put it underneath, and dress it up a little bit too.
But that, to me, that would be the easiest thing to do, because we have talked about in the near future redoing Bart's floor. And whenever we do that, I think we're gonna end up having to put some plywood down to get the squeaks out and all that. If we do that, that might be
I would agree.
waiting.
If you ever look at doing anything up there, I'd say it's pretty slim to none that you're gonna match that laminate as old as it is.
Yeah.
So you probably have to do the whole front to make it look right. I mean, from an aesthetic standpoint, so.
I'll make the motion that we do the $130 for right now.
Second.
Scott second. That's the whole files. And like I say, Damon can do that. Any more discussion on that?
Can you get me that PO?
Yeah.
Cause I got this stuff.
Just $130, you don't just take it out of the regular one?
Well, yeah, but I will stick a PO to actually get the right thing, exactly the thing.
Any more discussion?
I will tell you, it's useless to take a PO to Lowe's.
Yeah.
You go out there with a card and a part number, you're better off, but I'll still shoot you the information.
Well, I mean, I can turn it in down there and then we've got,
Any more discussion? Hearing no more discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Anything else, David?
No, sir. May I be excused?
Yeah, you may be excused.
One more thing I have.
I know all these people didn't come listen to me. So.
I talked to Justin at Martin and Glenn on Friday. All the glass enclosure for the lawyer side of Cassie's office is ready to go. I just have to schedule a date with her when there'll be no attorneys on that side. They will do it on a Saturday because it will be very loud and very disruptive on that side. It costs, he'd have to add a little bit in on his labor, and he will not do it like on Memorial Day or Labor Day or any other holiday. He don't want to work on holidays, but I don't blame him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to schedule that with her, and I'd say by the time we meet again, I'll have a more accurate, but all the material and everything's in for that to enclose the glass on that side. That's all I got.
Anything else, maintenance department wise? Do I have a motion to accept the maintenance department report?
Motion.
Tommy's made a motion. Do I have a second? Cam second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next thing on the agenda is update from restaurant lease. Justin basically ain't heard nothing.
I got a call last Monday, saying that the junior's attorney had not received a copy of the offer. I was unaware I was supposed to send a copy of the offer that was made at the meeting to his attorney. But other than that, there's been no movement at all.
But if you
Robert has spoken to Junior's attorney, and they've not been in communication anyway. So,
but we'll remind everybody, the last meeting, the sign-up sheet and the minutes, Junior Petite was sitting right there and heard the offer and everything like that, so. I have both copies right here in my hand. So,
In my opinion, the ball was in his court.
Yep.
After that.
Communications was his responsibility.
That's right.
so, and I think that's what Robert relayed me and you last night.
Yep.
So, that's the update on the lease. Anybody else want to say anything about the lease? All right, we're gonna move on to the dumpster fees. I'll talk to Mr. Bratcher today. The total is up to $1,936 through the end of August. I asked Robert last night at the meeting to make sure to go through the lease, make sure we done this the right way. He advised me that we do a letter to Jay's for 15 days. And they had 15 days to pay that bill. Then that we come back and meet after those 15 days and start, if he has not paid them, start termination procedures. But that letter would have to need to come from Justin or Robert, and Justin said he would prefer Robert send that letter. This is what, and that is what sort of come out of the lease that we're operating on. Is what Robert told me.
This letter is demanding payment.
Demanding payment. That's what, like I say, I spoke to Robert last night at the meeting, and he answered my questions and returned my call today. And if we need to call him, he said we could call him. But I would put that in a form of motion that we have Robert write a letter to Jay's Restaurant and give them 15 days to pay any fees, anything that they owe the county. And right now, the only thing I know of is the $1,936, and they have 15 days to pay that. If they have not paid it, we'll come back and have another meeting, and we'll start termination of lease procedures.
Second.
Who do you get the second?
Tommy second. All right, is there any discussion?
Is there a lease present?
The way I understood it, we have to operate off the lease that's passed until we renew a new lease.
Was it not, correct me if I'm
wrong? Was it not that you have to sign up 6 months before?
That was the auto renew.
Gotcha.
That's what that was for.
I tried to read these, what, 40 pages in that lease. I've been trying to read that and make heads or tails of it, and
So I think the way, I've heard it a million different ways. I think the way any of us need to look at it is, so I'll use myself. How long would y'all let me be there?
Well.
Without?
well,
And I tell you, there's probably gonna be calls go out and he's liable to call committee members.
Mhm.
And if he does, I would not discuss that because attorneys are now involved. I would say contact the county attorney.
I agree. I agree.
But we don't need to comment.
I agree. So let me just make sure I got this part right. Cause I know people's gonna be commenting, calling. They don't pay the amount we're motioning for the 15 days. This is termination of his
then we'll come back and meet and have and start the
discussion about termination of the restaurant.
lease.
It's not the, okay.
I mean, termination of him existing at the 3-star mall.
I was asking because I think some people got confused last time about just the dumpster
Yeah.
part, but we're talking about, okay, I just want to make sure.
He owes the county, he
I
owes the
understand.
county $1,936.
I got it. I just want to make sure I have.
And Robert is gonna send a certified return receipt,
Well,
so
I didn't ask him that.
that we have proof
That'll be
from
something.
the time he receives
Rob,
the
yeah.
letter.
You can demand that, Robert.
Yeah.
You know, Robert, if that's the way y'all want it done.
From the time he receives the letter, 15 days.
No, the time of the date the letter is wrote.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
If Robert writes a letter in the morning, it'll be from the time of the date
very good.
Robert writes the letter, the way I understood.
I'll let Robert legal resolve that stuff. I don't-
Yeah.
We don't need to. Yeah.
By the way, he gets postmarked. That's.
Okay.
There's legal stuff that they're gonna know that we won't let them do all that.
Go ahead, Mr. Rick.
I'd like for Terry to elaborate on something. We heard this several times, that the wording about garbage pickup was not in the lease, and that was his excuse for not paying for it. But I have heard, and I don't know if everybody else has, but I heard Executive Bill read that clause within the lease. Terry, could you elaborate on that just a little bit? Because, and I would
You've seen it.
Well, before we do,
I have.
before we do
All
that, I did send just so for transparency reasons, I sent out, cause he's in my gift, so I called, I sent it out to the committee members,
Yeah.
everybody got it. That's what was sent to me.
Yeah, but that was part of it. That wasn't the whole paragraph. That was just part of it that was highlighted, that you
Yeah,
sent.
I was just sending what was sent to me, so.
But that was actually a little bit more than what
It
he,
was a whole paragraph, but at the end there, it tells that.
it's on
that
page,
Whoever owns the landlord, and paraphrasing, whoever has the right to demand which service you use, and any tenant shall use that service.
Yeah.
Which is what you read.
Yeah, it's exactly
weeks
what I
ago.
read, a few weeks ago.
and I'm sure the committee was aware of all that. I just wanted the media's here, and I'd like for the public to hear that.
Well, yeah, it needs to be taught, cause that way we don't go another few
Yeah.
weeks without it being.
I just emailed it to both of us.
Okay.
so.
What do we do going forward? Any person, I mean, is there,
Well, going forward, the garbage is gonna be tied into their lease. There's not gonna be no separate billing. It's gonna be one bill. Is that not?
That's the way we're operating, and that way there's not a bill having to be sent out.
Yeah.
There's only 3.
And if this would have been handled, if you hadn't been in an election against me, this would have done been handled, and it would have been in his lease.
Yeah. Yeah.
But still at that point, you owe that money.
Yeah.
He was paying it to the city, they paid it ever since they've been over at the city. I don't see what the problem is, you don't pay it to the county. Somebody needs to explain that.
And he admitted that he knew.
He used it,
Thinking
he
he
used the
used
service.
Right, right.
He used the
There
service.
is 3. There is 3 that is billed this way. It's Ballard, which is the VA clinic, Bath and Body Works, which we found out was being sent to the wrong part of that company.
But they
They pay-
actually have a contractor that's doing the billing that we were not aware
Yeah.
of. So since the last time we communicated until this time, what we were sending to Bath and Body Works was supposed to be going to the contractor, it was not, we weren't aware.
But that's been,
But that's been resolved and they have paid, they are turned.
they paid up last week. We got that check in hand last week.
So we can't
Yeah.
use my neighbor's not paying theirs.
No,
Can't
no.
use that.
And for everybody, the senior center gets theirs for free. They've been getting it for free for 30 years. I mean, that was even on Marshall Street. They got it. That was just a
We
benefit.
We furnished a dumpster and run the front loader pickup truck over there for as long as everybody can remember.
So,
I think most people know that, they should, but
Actually, at the old center, we had two dumpsters, one for the thrift store down on the end.
Yeah.
And then one in the back for that, and now it's all one thing.
yeah. All right, we got a motion on the floor in a second. Is there any more discussion?
There's been a lot of discussion. Do you care to repeat the motion?
The motion is, read it, Chris. Way you typed it in the minutes.
Let me
That
go
would be
back.
the easiest thing to do.
hold on.
Yeah. Well, but I'd rather how he's got it wrote in the minutes.
Motion for Attorney Bratcher to advise a 15-day later response for payment, and then come back after that, if not, to discuss termination.
That's the motion.
Is it all right?
Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 5-0. There is one other thing, item that we probably need to discuss. Last meeting, we did discuss after the 30 days, we would change the locks. We have two options there. We're already 18 days in this month. Do we wait till the first to change the locks, or do we change them tomorrow?
I recommend waiting just due to what we just, I mean, that's just me, what we discussed, but I could be, the fact that we've kind of
First
updated,
is 13, is 2 weeks from today.
Yeah.
it would seem like to be fair.
That's what I sort of thought too, but I just wanted to make that clear that we was gonna wait till them.
That bill counts August.
That bill would be August, this bill.
Now, regarding termination, given the fact that we don't have a lease with him right now,
We had to fall back on the lease that he had.
Always.
And it's
Okay.
part of them whatever them is in that lease, them terms,
gotcha, okay,
is the way Robert explained it to me
okay.
on the phone today. So,
Hey, sorry. This last part we just discussed, how do you want that stated? Usually we put that we're updating, since we talked about terminate or not terminating, change locks last time, do you want me to put, I want to make sure the time frame is right versus if somebody compares.
there were really wasn't no motion and
Nothing really, yeah, we just discussed it last
Yeah.
time. We didn't really motion anything.
did we put it? Take a look. I got the minutes right here. I put it says could result in garbage keys taken and not been it just says
But it wasn't.
could. It says could result.
So we don't have
Minutes.
to.
Yeah.
Just, okay.
If we're sending out a 15-day letter, and the first is a 13-day window, if we don't have any movement and we change locks, we're gonna turn right around and could possibly potentially have to do that again. In my opinion, you're looking at,
Could just put the old lock back on.
assuming that the keys get returned to us under certain circumstances. And that's a big assumption. So I'm just,
But we'll have
instead
to
of the
meet.
first, if you went like the 4th, then you're looking at doing a lock change one time.
Well, since it's not that, you could extend it to the end of the 15-day window.
If the garbage bill gets paid, this is not really a conversation about that.
Yeah, it's no, them both.
In the event that doesn't happen, you know,
Well, I mean that. So
that's
you just,
just my opinion.
yeah. Well, y'all use judgment on that. Yeah. So, is there any more discussion on the garbage fees? Anybody?
So if you're not gonna meet, I just wanna make sure I'm clear. Do you want it locked September first, or you don't want it locked September first?
Well.
There's another bill that we bill at the first of the month.
September first, another bill goes out.
September first, another bill will
I'd say-
roll around. So if you wait till y'all have the 14 days up, he's actually gonna owe,
3 days.
September as well.
he's gonna owe September as well.
Yeah.
But if you lock that thing September first, if it's not paid.
How many days did we give last meeting?
We give him 30. Him and Bath and Body Works both.
That would have been last Friday.
Last Friday was the 30 days.
So technically,
Yeah.
Technically, I guess I gotta go by, you gotta have to go by, I mean, technically, yeah. I'm looking at the update,
We'll
but
change the laws, right, Mike? But we waited
I think-
for this meeting here, so.
it's not our money. Number one, it's not mine,
Yeah.
but so what's keeping us from changing the law?
Well,
yeah. I think I was
he's
looking
already
at
got
the update,
18
but-
days in August. The bill, he's gonna pay, whenever he pays August's bill, he's going,
He's already billed for the balance of this
Yeah.
month.
or he will be. Yeah. That's the only thing is about waiting until September 1st.
And that 1,200, or that 1,900, that's including August, correct?
This is the invoice I've got, the statement right here I got in my hand that come from Josh and them says, as of August 15th, he owes $1,936. That's Tracy sent that over to Miss Emily, so that I have an updated copy.
Terry, what is it a month for trash?
$242.
That's exactly it. We're just a little bit shy of what he was paying the city for, I don't know how, however long we've been over there.
When we set those prices, we took what they were paying, the renters in the mall were paying to the city. And they were all uneven dollar amounts.
That's what's over there.
70 cents. We rounded down to the lowest next dollar
That's
equal.
what's over there.
And that's what we said. That's what they'd all been paying anyway. And it made it cleaner on the books to have even numbers.
Yeah.
And nobody could ever say, hey, we went up on them, or that ain't what we was paying for. It was just a cleaner conversation to have. We rounded down to the lowest dollar.
Do we want the lot change on September 1?
My opinion is yes.
We'll make that formal motion.
I will.
Scott's made a motion, we change the locks on September 1st, no questions asked.
If not paid.
If not paid,
Okay.
do I have a second?
She said September 1.
Yeah, I'll second that motion. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. So get your locks ready the 31st. We'll start another billing cycle. Unless, any more discussion on this?
One quick question, we may not know the answer. Do we know if Robert Bratcher's planning to send that letter out this week?
He told
said
me-
He'll give it, I texted him about it already. He said he'll give it, he's gonna bring it, let me look at it tomorrow after he drafts it, and then he'll hand it to
It'll
his
definitely be.
attorney.
Okay.
Junior's attorney.
Is JC's attorney local here?
Trevor Galligan, ain't that right?
My understanding.
That's my understanding. Galligan and him. Yeah. So that's,
You mean he doesn't read the news?
uh,
If he read the news, he would know all of this going on.
so. All right, is there any other business on the dumpster fees or anything like that? Any other building issues?
I noticed that the generator was running yesterday.
It runs periodically.
5 to 5:30 every Monday afternoon.
To make sure-
Okay.
And the one at the mall does the same thing. That's just to
And
make sure
there's,
they're.
the mall does it on Tuesdays at 9 AM. I don't know why I didn't set that up. But because of the sound at the election office, it was running Monday mornings, the old one, when it did run at 8 AM. This one will run at 5 p.m. Monday afternoons and go to 5:30. It does a 10-minute ramp up where it runs low RPMs. Then it runs at 40% for 10 minutes. Then it has a run down for 10 minutes and then it stops. That's how that test cycle
Who's checking the fuel in that?
I do.
Don't let it run out. Diesels are hard to start, but
You got a tape measure?
It's all digital. It's got a computer program.
Oh, man. Any more building issues? Any public comment?
I do actually have a public comment. I know we hit it just briefly because there was other fish to fry, but can anybody speak on where we are as far as a timeline for when the new clinic and the ARC will be able to move into the old health department building?
We've not done anything on the ARC, but we had the clinic.
Is that still in the plans though?
Yes, but the clinic, we're hoping to be there, they're hoping to be there in the middle of September. Now, that's pushing. We're gonna get Florida.
That's if everything goes.
Yeah, everything goes, yeah. That's what their goal is now, I think September 15th.
And they're working on the community room at the mall.
Yes, they are.
And the bids for the bathrooms have went out. Have they started?
They ain't started, we got the contract and they gotta get started on it because they only got 60 days.
And that is 3 women's stalls and 3 men's stalls with
Yes.
sinks in both.
Well, you're
Yeah.
on 2 men, so that's 3 women,
Yeah.
2 sinks per bathroom.
So that's going on too, building projects. Okay, well, of course, you updated about the animal control last night. Anything else?
It's a great looking hat.
Oh.
Looks
I
good
have
on you.
something, Michael, if you don't mind.
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Hobbs.
Y'all were referencing the contract and the highlighted portion. Is this what you were talking about?
That was sent to, yes,
Is that what's in his current contract?
yes.
Where does it say he's required to pay? It says
It
he's
says on
required
there
to
that
use it.
whoever the landlord deems you use, they have to use the same.
If landlord shall provide or designate a service for disposal or picking up refuge of garbage, then tenants shall use same.
Right.
Where does it say he has to pay
This committee
it?
designated that they use the county and the county has to charge businesses.
So what you're saying is it's implied, because it doesn't say that.
Correct,
Just-
because if we said we were gonna use waste management,
Yeah,
To
would he
pick
have
it
to
up.
pay?
He would have to pay waste
Would he have to pay?
Yeah, I'm just going by what the.
Yeah, I know
wording.
it, I know it, but the wording would be, if you said, if this committee here said he had to use waste management, he'd have to pay him, wouldn't he? That wouldn't mean it's free.
I'm just, I
Yeah.
mean, the only thing I know about contracts, and I'm not an attorney, is that you're bound by the corners of that contract.
Yeah.
Well, we got,
And the wording doesn't say he has to pay for it, just that he has to use it. So I'm just curious.
Well, how come he paid the city? That's the only reason that's where I'm confused about this whole issue. If you pay the city for 40-something years, why do you come along and the county decides they're gonna charge you the same as the city that you don't have to pay?
I agree with that, absolutely. And maybe that should be in the contract.
Well, I mean, whether we're,
It's
they were
not.
same contracts, but that contract's actually expired.
Well, it is, but
I know.
he just said you have to go
You
by
have
the
to
previous
you buy-
contract. So I'm just curious, where
well,
does that say
I
that?
want to go a little bit further. Bath and Body Works, it basically got the same thing, I think, in their contract.
Same thing, their contract, same thing, VA contract, all of them's the same. And they've got lawyers all on staff. Why did they agree to pay that?
So they voluntarily paid it.
No,
If
they
it's
were
not in
required
their
to pay.
contract.
They're required to.
dispose of their garbage, and she's had dumpsters
Yes.
everywhere.
Yes, in
We
his
got rid of the
contract,
dumpsters.
in his contract, he's required to dispose of his own trash unless the county provides a service, and then he's required to use said service.
Exactly.
But it doesn't say anything about him paying, which is why I'm asking. I'm on the county side. If you have, if you use something, you should pay for it. But
It doesn't say that.
It doesn't say a free service.
It doesn't. It doesn't say anything.
The county, you can flip it the other way. You can flip it either which way you want to flip it.
county can't
I
lose
agree.
money on a service.
But I
or
can only
commercial
go by
business.
what's in the contract.
That's
And I-
all.
That's the whole.
Devil's advocate, if it's not in my contract to pay, why should I pay?
Well, don't use it, and that's,
I agree. To
Was it in
me,
his
to
contract
me,
when he was
you can
with
take
the
away
city?
his
What?
use of it.
Was it in the contract?
And then he has to
gave
deal with his
the
own
city?
tax.
Last Michael, if they let you, if you
But-
not pay your dumpster fees, they'll let
But
you.
here's the other
Sure,
that
come
came
pick your
out.
dumpster up.
As a commercial building myself, if you don't use the counties, where does that trash go as a commercial business?
It's laid out at,
No, I know, but I can't take my trash to the county dump. It's not a
No.
business.
no, you
Cole
can't.
can't, he can't.
If we lock this, the director at sanitation has said, he's not taking it to convenience center.
We can't.
It won't be there because we got business all
The
over
city
the
of
county.
Macon was not bringing another dumpster out there either.
No.
That's why we got rid of that. There was people putting children and everything in the dumpster to help get crap out of the dumpsters. Mess everywhere, it's dangerous. They were everywhere, it's a mess. And every shopping center these days is going to this compactor system. Kroger's has had one since Kroger's was built. It's the reason why Kroger don't have a dumpster. They always had a compactor. So we replaced that with a compactor for everybody to use. And I think anybody in their right mind would agree that it looks a lot better around back of that building with all them dumpsters and crap all over the ground. And some people, it's what it costs. And it's actually costing, technically speaking, less than what he was paying for.
Well, I'm not arguing that either. I'm just questioning where it is in his contract that he asked.
Well, I think you're looking at one highlighted paragraph of that contract. Have you seen the entire contract?
No, because this is all Terry sent me.
There you go.
That's cause that's all
Is-
JC sent.
Is that the only paragraph pertaining to
That's only
waste disposal?
paragraph aimed garbage.
Okay.
That's only a paragraph.
That's the only
Is
paragraph.
there a paragraph that says that you have to pay for county services that you're required to pay for?
Well,
In that, well, see, the county didn't own it.
it says landlord,
It's a landlord.
Have
landlord.
you seen this that they
But
sent?
yeah, everybody's seen it.
I don't want to argue. I'm just curious. Just
That,
curious.
well,
Listen, tell Lisa what we were discussing as to county services.
Oh, so the county can't legally service a business and take a loss. Like, we can't give things away. So there's like, and we can't, if we sell a house at the courthouse, the county can't lose that revenue.
So you can cut him off from it.
Yes.
And he don't have to pay for it, but he don't have to use it, right?
Right.
Well, he doesn't have to use it, except
If
the
it's
contract says
available-
he has to use it.
If it's
we provide
available
it.
and
So-
supplied to him by the county, he has to use it.
I think that there's probably some legal precedent that no one here can
Yeah,
parse
I'm not
out
an
because we're
attorney.
not lawyers.
Not-
But there's something besides, it says if it's supplied or if it's, you have told you have to use it. The county said, we're gonna put the dumpster in, you're gonna pay to dispose of it, because you're a commercial business, you're paying, we set a rate. We said, you're gonna use our service, but you're gonna pay for it based on what you paid for.
Yeah, but that's not what the contract says.
Right.
What the
I mean, we can
that's
go
what I'm saying,
circle
is
and
like-
circle and circle.
That's what I'm saying, is we're circling
But-
because we're not lawyers and we don't know the fine details.
I
of-
think when y'all redo the contract and you specifically put that in
Well,
there,
then when we redo the
You'll-
contract,
you'll be on stronger footing. I
Yeah.
Oh,
just,
sure.
Yeah, but can he get his money back from the city?
well, he's no longer with the city, he's with the county.
No, but he should get his money back.
But y'all were bound by this contract according to Michael.
well, I mean, the contract's out, but we have to,
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
the big argument. He wasn't bound by a contract previous, but he was still paying his
Yeah.
bills. But I do see what you're saying. It's not specifically said shall pay. I get it.
It may be what his lawyer says too.
It may be, and I think that's what his lawyer's been telling him, but
well, that's,
I mean, there's a reason why he's not paying. I'm just, all right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's just funny. It's just funny to me how you pay for 40 years and then all of a sudden somebody else buys it and they provide you a service and you don't think you need to pay it. It don't make sense to me.
To me, it doesn't matter who it is.
It doesn't matter who it is. It
Don't
don't
matter
matter
who
who
bought
it
it.
is.
Who
Don't
bought it.
matter who bought
It's
it.
the
Law of
principle.
common sense.
You know, it's,
It's common sense.
That's just an ethical thing. That's what
Yeah,
that
it's
is.
just, it's common courtesy to just.
Michael, I want to say
Ethical,
something.
common,
I was at the two different times in the past 2 weeks at the mall with the weekend. We go to ice cream shop out there. Talk to the owner. The first night out there, he had 119 customers, and we were out there last week. We were customer number 97, 98. I talked to him directly, just curious, and he said, tickled to death. He said, that business is good.
Wonderful.
And I understand it's a new business and when the new wears off, it may slow a little bit, but I think you guys have been more than fair with the contractual offers. And this exclusivity clause, I think that may be bridged too far. I don't know. The argument has been that since the county bought it, all businesses have gone and the traffic's down and my revenue's down. And I'm just not seeing that, if you compare these other businesses, it looks like they're doing just fine, even though some of the businesses have left. So I think you guys have been more than fair with him. I don't know. This garbage issue may be the straw that breaks the camel's back, but.
Yeah, see, we have two problems in county government here. I don't think nobody realizes that we passed a resolution to charge to actually let us even pick up that garbage. It was illegal for us to pick up that garbage in the state of Tennessee. You passed a resolution that they had to pay for us to dispose of that garbage, or we would have to provide everybody in Warren County that runs a business a dumpster and take their garbage free. So we're in a dilemma here. He has to pay to use that service, but all he had to do was not put any garbage in there. Now, I don't know what he's gonna do with his garbage, because I think the state law reads you can't run a restaurant without some kind of professional garbage disposal.
I think it's any business.
Any business.
Any commercial business.
Any
You
commercial
cannot haul
business, you
trash.
can't do
That's
it.
right.
Exactly.
You can't put it at the main, you can't just throw it in the back of your truck, drive to the maintenance center
Right.
and put it in there.
Right.
So when he drives to Capital Waste, they're gonna charge him when he gets rid of it. So, I just don't understand.
I'm good.
Anybody else got anything? Any more comments? If not, I entertain a motion.
Motion.
Tommy's made a motion adjourned. Do I have a second?
Second.
Scott second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Oh, you made it. Hour and a half. 1:40. Oh, you made it.
I was gonna do this.